Take my voice dog.
Texans will be showing up now.
Okay, we're live.
Okay, thank you. We're at the Personnel Committee meeting. I'll call this meeting to order. Can we have a roll call, please?
Yes. Trustee Burgo,
Here.
Trustee Wilson, Trustee Pandolfi,
Here.
Trustee Stepp,
Here.
Trustee Weesey,
Here.
Trustee Wyckoff,
I'm here. I don't know how long I'll be here.
Okay.
Trustee Thewies.
Okay, we have a quorum. Let's go through and approve the agenda. I'll take a motion to approve the agenda.
So move.
Okay, it's been moved. Do I have a second?
Second, this is Yummy.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor, please say
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstain? Okay, the agenda has been approved. Next is approval of our minutes from July 12th. Take a motion to approve the minutes.
Hi, motion. This is Noel.
Okay, thank you, Noel. It's been a little minute since we met. I'll take a second.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on the minutes? Okay. If all is okay, I'll take a motion to approve the minutes. I'm sorry, we had a motion and a second. It's been a long day. It's probably 5:30 meetings.
Yeah.
All those in favor of approving the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain?
I vote aye. I'm sorry, I can't unmute.
Okay. All right. Next up is our health insurance and benefits review. Pass it on to staff.
All right, so Jennifer is going to give us an overview.
Okay. This is Jennifer Ridley, HR Director. This benefits update is going to go pretty quick because it's a good news and pretty simple update. So if we want to go to the first slide to talk about just health insurance in general at the library. As a review, we talked about this, I think, a little bit more in depth last year, but the library insures full-time staff with a cost plus program with Blue KC. With this program, MCPL pays Blue Cross to access their network, to process our claims, and to insure us against major losses, what's called stop loss coverage or pooling coverage. We're able to be flexible with our plan design and employee premium contributions in order to control costs for the library and for our staff with this model. We've been using it since 2011, and it's been successful for us to do that. Instead of paying all of a premium, the entire premium to Blue KC, we only pay for the claims as they are processed and retain any savings if we have any in the MCPL health insurance fund. Right now, we have a healthy reserve in our health insurance fund due to how the plan has performed financially. The data on our staff, on our employees, shows that what our group does really well is access preventive care, and they have at least an annual visit with a primary care doctor, and they do that at a higher rate than other similarly comparable groups as far as size-wise. Our covered employees are also, when we had our medical review, the doctor who comes from Blue Cross to talk to us about the medical pieces of our plan, it brought up again this year that our employees access emergent and urgent care in very responsible ways. They use urgent care clinics and telehealth, and really do a good job at saving the ER for when it's it's the necessary and best option. And that's a huge cost savings for them and for the plan, and helps us be able to control plan costs. So because of that plan performance, it's allowing us to have no changes to the plan design or employee premium contributions for 2024. After we analyzed and reviewed with Lockton, who is our benefits consultant, we determined that an adjustment to the individual pooling amount, which is the deductible per person for claims that the library pays, that increasing that from 75,000 to 125,000 has a greater potential to be the best bet for the library for 2024. So we're going to do that. We will pay significantly less premium for that stop loss coverage, which is money, that we pay out per covered employee that we have to pay out, with the potential to retain more savings than we would at the lower deductible. This is a number that we run through a Monte Carlo analysis every year to see, what is the best bet for the library. I mean, there's always the chance that things can go, with claims, because claims are claims and you never can predict what's going to happen for folks. But they run in the tens of thousands of simulations with our claims, but also aggregate with comparable with groups that have comparable demographics to come up with the most likely scenario for how our plan will run. And this looks like the better option for 2024. And we can adjust that each plan year if updated claims data shows that would be that a different deductible level would work best for the library. With these changes, we're going to be able to be under budget for the contribution to the health insurance fund and on track to remain on budget for the total payroll and benefits budget for 23-24. We can go to the next slide. Go ahead.
Question. Adjusting that amount from 75 to 125.
Yeah.
How does that affect the individual?
It doesn't affect the individual employee at all. That is the behind the scenes deductible for the library. So each person, when we're paying their claims, once Blue Cross processes them, applies the discounts that we get by accessing their network and all of that, we get billed for the entire claim. And right now up to 75,000 is the deductible per person. And then once a person hits that deductible, then Blue Cross, our stop loss coverage, picks up 100% for that person for the remainder of the calendar year. We're adjusting that to 125. That brings that stop loss premium way down. And so we'll have some more exposure, but according to how our plan has performed and what the claims data looks like, that should be a better bet for us for 2024 in order to retain as much of our own money as possible, which is always, the goal. In addition to that per person deductible, there is an aggregate maximum claims amount for the entire plan. So there is a cap on our exposure for the entire plan as well. So we're not just exposed for 125 for every single person. There's also a cap within our contract that caps our total exposure as well.
Thank you.
We can move to that next slide with the numbers on it. And this is a quick update of the just funding and for the health insurance fund and the cost analysis based on these updated numbers. Top grid starts with the fund balance as of September 30th, our health insurance fund, that internal insurance fund that is part of the financial reporting each month in the board reports. The funding amount, so it's at $1,483,000. The funding amount for the remainder 9 months of the fiscal year is $2,790,000. And that is coming from the grid there at the bottom, where the combination of what's coming from employee contributions for 9 months, which is the $315,000, and what's coming from the budget for 9 months, and what we will spend down in the fund for those 9 months. You can see that in that bottom grid. And that's where we get the 2.8 million. And then what the projected costs are, we got updated numbers for that in September from Lockton, looking at what the projected plan costs are. So that's where that $3,098,000 number comes from. That would put us at the end of June at a 1,174,000 approximately. And the minimum and maximum fund balance per policy is calculated based on incurred but not received claims. And which is based on our claims history. We get that number. Lockton provides that service through an actuary for us to get those numbers. And so there's a minimum that our internal MCPL policy says we should have in the fund and a maximum we should have in the fund. And that'll put us right at that maximum if the fund performs as predicted, which of course is the caveat, as predicted. We could hope that this is how that it will turn out. So this funding should keep us on track for and within budget for the fiscal year. So do we have any questions about health insurance after this couple of slides?
Just a quick one. It seems like the effort that when this first took on this cost plus, there was a big effort to educate our employees about preventative health, and it seems like it's really paying off.
I think that we are in a fortunate place. I feel like I'm in a fortunate place. We have our wellness specialist has been with us as a contractor and then as an employee for over a decade, Bonnie Witt, and I'm able to see just by looking at what our numbers have done, even just this last year when we got our health numbers back in, diabetes for our staff has moved from the number one top chronic condition down to like number 4 or 5. It is about just continually educating folks about small ways that they can make changes. And so Bonnie's really good at using that data about what folks need to know about, and then also just connecting with people individually to help them. Rochelle Farmer, who's our benefits manager, does a great job at just helping people navigate and getting what they need. And another way that helps, and we can go to the next slide real quick.
I think this is
You have a question?
our board president has a question.
Yeah.
Just a quick question, hopefully somewhat related. Does the library help subsidize any employee who wishes to obtain a membership at a gym or health club or something like that?
We don't currently. Now Blue Cross, Blue KC has a program that offers some discounts through everything from like different kinds of holistic care. So acupuncturists, massage therapists, fitness centers. But it's one of the things that we're talking about, looking at. It's always been a little bit of a challenge because everybody's so spread out. And we also don't want to, if we want to put money towards something like that, we want to make sure that it's getting used. So we are in the process of actually researching what programs are out there to make sure that if we help with something like that, that people that are taking advantage of a benefit like that are actually using it. We don't want to pay for dormant fitness memberships, but if it will help folks, then for sure, then that's something that we would want to look at, because we have some wellness money, a rebate that we get back from Blue Cross every year that we can use to do some of those things. They give us a rebate of about $25,000 that we can use to help fund wellness initiatives and programs. And so it's one of the things. We're evaluating also a program called Hinge this year, but because one of the things that has moved higher on the list of issues for our staff has to do with neck and back musculoskeletal issues. And Hinge is an app on a phone that comes with a kit that comes in the mail that where you get prescribed physical therapy access, including exercises and the bands and the things to do that you can do at home or in your office. And so we're evaluating that. Bonnie and Rochelle have been looking at that as a potential option to help enhance care for folks. And maybe it's hard if you're, one of the things when we were talking about that particular issue, for folks to access appointments for, something like physical therapy that could be helpful to them, but this may be a way that they could access that expertise in a way that's more affordable for everyone. Sure. So we're always looking for ways to do that to enhance how people are accessing healthcare in the different ways.
Do we have any questions online? Anyone online have questions? Don't want to forget you.
The last slide is just about some of our other benefits, just none of the other benefits were up for renewal for 2024, but I just wanted to remind the committee of the things that we do have for staff. Dental and vision insurance remain with Blue KC for 2024 at their current rates. We're on a multi-year contract with both of those. Vision will be up for renewal for 2025, so we'll be looking at that again then. Our life and long-term disability remains with Unum, so we're on a multi-year contract for that one. But it will also be up for renewal for 2025. We'll go out to market for that to make sure that we're getting good competitive rates for our staff for that as well. Some of the other insurance benefits that we offer to staff. These benefits are things that staff pay for, but they're able to access via payroll deduction and group rates. We have legal insurance and identity theft insurance through Legal Shield, pet insurance through Nationwide, and then all of the supplemental insurance products that Aflac offers are available to staff. The employee assistance program is also a very vital supplement to our healthcare plan. Our staff, and this includes for the employee assistance program, this includes all staff. So part-time staff, full-time staff, half-time staff have access to the EAP through a company called Personal Assistance Services. They get free mental health counseling for up to 6 visits, but there's also financial referrals, legal referrals, family care referrals, like child care or elder care, access to information. They do a fantastic job for us, and it's a way to help folks manage, short-term mental health needs in a way that's very cost efficient for them and for the library. And they also offer some pretty great additional things. They offer training. I know our mentoring committee is about to have the mentoring graduation for this year. They access training about professionalism and ethics and different things in the workplace that the Employee Assistance Program provides. And they also provide excellent crisis response for staff when we need that, to send counselors out for if something happens, like we lose a staff member or something like that. So they've been great. And then the last one on there is Loggers Retirement. I know Joycelyn and my benefits manager, Rochelle Farmer, just went to the Loggers annual meeting, which is fantastic. And we also offer a 457B retirement savings plan. We actually offer that to all staff as well. And we don't do a match for that since we do the contribution to loggers, but a lot of people appreciate having access to another vehicle for saving, a tax favored vehicle for saving for retirement. We offer traditional retirement savings through the 457B as well as Roth through the 457B. So any other questions?
I'm assuming, hoping there's no charge to employees for the employee assistance program, is that?
No, there's no charge to employees for those services.
Any other questions from any online? Thank you, Jennifer, for another excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
At this point, I'll take a motion to go into closed session for employee. Basically, we're going to be doing some contract stuff and employee reviews, so we'll be going into closed sessions for those reasons.
So move.
So this is Noelle. You need a motion to go into closed session?
Yes.
Okay, I'll make that motion.
Okay. And
Second.
motions and seconded. Would it be helpful to have Jennifer?
Yeah, Jennifer will stick around. Yep.
Yeah.
Can we do a roll call vote, please?
Yes, let's do a roll call vote. All those in favor, please say aye. Roll call vote.
Trustee Virgo,
Yes.
Trustee Wilson, Trustee Pandolfi,
Aye.
Trustee Stepp,
Aye.
Trustee Wiese,
Aye.
Trustee Wyckoff, Trustee Thewis.
Aye.